NorCal says, I agree 1,000%. Dave Hyde, Tyreek needs to be moved no matter the cost. It's time. Greer shows he's the GM. NorCal, you can't move him, bro. You guys got to stop with that. They're trying to save their jobs. If they trade Tyreek, they lose cap space. They just guaranteed him a whole bunch of money. They had to let him go, and they refused to do that. And now, because they guaranteed the money, they are stuck with him. If they were here long term, if they were here for the next 4 or 5 years, then they could take the cap hit and take less cap space. But in a year where they're trying to save their jobs, basically, they need to make it happen with Tyreek. They have no choice. Next year, after next season, they will have a window. They can get out, and they still take a cap hit, but it won't be as absolutely crippling as it would be now. So you cannot release him. You cannot trade him now at this point. And nobody's giving you anything of value for Tyreek now, because he's a 30-year-old receiver, because he's coming off a wrist injury, because he's got a whole bunch of problems off the field. It's you people live, NorCal, you're part of them now. You're living in fantasy land. Dave Hyde has to write an article. It's the off season. Fill the space. If he believes it, that's fine, but it ain't happening. And if you trade him, you're going to lose cap space. You're not going to get much in return. You'd be lucky to get a 3rd-round pick for Tyreek Hill right now. They're not going to give you a 1st or a 2nd rounder because they've got to then pick up the money for the following season on top of that. They're not going to do that. Not going to do that. So they'll give you a 3rd-round pick maybe, but you're not getting a 1st. You're not even going to get a 2nd. And you're going to lose a whole bunch of cap space, which you desperately need right now so you can create the best team possible and put your team over the top. It's a great little article, just like, oh, you've got to pay Wilkins and go trade for Cook and go trade for Taylor. And, you know, this is all off-season crap. I'm just giving you, you know, Andy Dalton was the latest one that they were writing about. Forget that he doesn't fit this system, okay? Forget the fact that he's not the guy you want for this system, but, you know, whatever. And when he signs, oh, well, there's an option off the board. No, that's your option. It's not their option. So I get it. It's great filler stuff, but it's not accurate. Okay? It's just not accurate. So they're not going to trade Tyreek because they can't. They fiscally cannot do it. It will set them back way too much for them to do it. It will hurt them in trying to improve the team. And that doesn't make any sense for them right now. So they made their bed, and now they have to lie in it, unfortunately. And that's the part that people don't seem to understand, whether it's Dave Hyde or NorCal. They don't seem to understand that part. It doesn't matter what you feel about Tyreek. I don't like him a lot more than you guys don't. I want him off the team a hell of a lot faster than all of you guys. I didn't want to pay him, right? So, but it's too late now. You've made your bed. That's it. It's like the people, trade Tua. They cannot. The guy's contract starts this year. It's a boatload of money. And you've deferred it because he's not even going to, the salary this year is not even going to be as much as it really could have been. So it just becomes ridiculous.